Your fear of looking broke can keep you broke, not because you earn too little, but because you keep spending to prove that you're doing fine. Looking wealthy and building quiet wealth pull in opposite ways. One needs an audience. The other needs a gap between what you earn and what you spend. Use a simple filter before you buy. Does this solve a real problem, or does it help you avoid someone else's judgment? Every upgrade you buy for display cuts into the money that could buy back your time. Fear of looking broke turns normal things into sources of shame. A car that starts each morning feels embarrassing because it isn't new. A phone that works feels old because someone nearby owns a newer one. A coat that keeps you warm somehow stops feeling good enough. Nothing failed. Your social frame changed. As your income rises, the standard around you often rises with it, and you start treating that new standard as the floor rather than a choice. Your work pays more, your peer group spends more, and then your own spending follows. Freedom never shows up because every raise already has a job, keeping you from looking behind. That loop is expensive. A need solves a real problem. A signal performs for an audience. You need transport that works, a phone that lets you do your job, and clothes that fit the setting you work in. The signal starts when the item does the same job, but you replace it because you want the room to read something new about you. Think about a working car, phone, or coat. If it still does what you need, keeping it isn't a failure to move forward. It's a choice to keep your money instead of turning it into a brief social message that most of the room will forget by next week. Consumer culture has trained you to treat that message as part of the job. It isn't. You don't need to pay an admission fee every time your peers decide the standard moved. This is lifestyle creep. It looks like professional progress because the spending rises beside your income, but it acts like a budget problem. Your fixed costs climb, your room to breathe shrinks, and soon a high income carries the same pressure as the lower income you thought you'd outgrow. Money spent to look secure can't sit in reserves when work turns uncertain. It can't lower the amount you need each month. It can't buy back your time when you want a break, a different role, or the ability to walk away from a bad deal. That's the trade. So build an internal scoreboard. Instead of asking whether your life looks successful from across the room, measure the things that give you real choice. The space in your monthly budget, the cost of keeping your life running, and how long you could support yourself without needing the next paycheck. Those numbers don't look impressive at dinner. They do something better. They let you live on your own terms. Before any large buy, pause and ask one clean question. Would you still want this if no one could see it? No colleagues, no friends, no social feed. No one to notice that it's new. If the answer is yes, you may have a real use for it. If the answer is no, you're not buying the item. You're renting relief from the fear that someone will judge you. Then ask a second question. Does this remove a real friction in my life? Or does it only make me feel less exposed for a few days? A real friction keeps costing you time, effort, or stress. A status signal fades fast because it depends on fresh attention. And attention is a terrible thing to build a budget around. Stealth wealth isn't hiding success. It's refusing to perform success for an audience that will never carry the cost of your choices. You can earn well, own good things, and still refuse the urge to show proof each time you enter a room. Restraint isn't lack, it's competence. When you keep what works, You hold control. When you delay an upgrade, you turn a moment of pressure into a standing rule. No replacement until the old thing stops doing its job or the new thing solves a clear problem. Put the money you don't spend toward more margin. Build reserves. Cut the costs that trap you. Give your future self one less thing to prove. Wealth grows in the space between what you earn and what you feel forced to display. Subscribe to the Steady Life. If you want more ways to cut status spending, build an internal scoreboard and live on your own terms. The expensive signal fades. The money you keep stays.